Hi there, sign of Pisces. This is Kim here to give you your next 3-day messages. So we're reaching out to your spirit team, your spirit guides, and your angels. I open up for them. And what I wanted to take a look at today is what you are quantumly entangled with. So what maybe desire or what is going to happen for you in your future because you are entangled with it. So see what we get. I did this for Cancer and I did this for Scorpio and it worked out really well. So I think I'm going to do it for all of the signs. So whatever placement you have in Pisces will work. What or who are they quantumly entangled with? I could say who. For Pisces. The same thing as Scorpio. God, golly. Wow. The mirror. Oh, goodness. This is a deep one. And Thanatos. My gosh. All right. So this feels like a deep reading, actually, because, I mean, Thanatos is the death rebirth cycle. It's the death cycle, but it is part of the death and rebirth that we all go through, marking the ending of chapters in our life. Could be signifying a time of great transformation, but what I'm getting with it, with the mirror, okay, I'm just getting a very strong feeling of the Pisces who have been very philosophical with things, very taking a look into maybe even non-dualism, because yes, this is like the reflection, but it can also be standing for the projection, is what I'm thinking. And so what they're saying is you go through this ending or this time in your life of great transformation. And it's kind of like the switch when you switch from predictive programming or unconsciously creating. And usually in that time period before recognizing that you are the creator of your reality, we run on these programs, or we have these same things happen to us, or we are projecting something that is within ourselves as maybe even an insecurity that we're projecting onto somebody else. And until we really recognize it, we'll just keep getting these things like telling us more about who we really are in like a program way. And I'm really hoping that you stay with me on this. So you go through vibrational and frequency changes, right? Old relationships fall. Okay, they come apart. The what you are projecting before you go and step into the Thanatos stage, just simply will no longer be it. There's not a resonance for it anymore. You're very alert and aware of the magician in you. So I feel like this is a switch to you are now consciously creating. There is no victim, and before there can be a victim in a way, okay? And it gets to be a very controversial topic, actually, with the victim, but when we look at things as a projection, as a mirror, and it is our perception that is switching and altering and changing things around us, you start to notice big changes. This can be a big ego death for us. Careers crumble. Sometimes we hit rock bottom. Everything's taken away. It doesn't have to be that drastic. But I'm kind of looking at this as maybe this is a dark night of the soul energy. And now you're going to be reflecting life different. Things are going to be happening differently to you. You can go through periods of not feeling it, of feeling very detached or even disassociated from what's going on in our lives when we're going through that change. Because it's like time has to catch up in a way to what you are manifesting in your life, in your reality. So So you are quantumly entangled with what you are projecting, what you perceive to be true. So this is all, I feel like, a lot of a big message for you for law of assumption, of what kind of life do you want, what type of relationships would you like to have, and then assuming them, feeling it, believing it. Just like when you see comments of people that are they'll say, okay, I am maybe it's to be a millionaire, I'm a wealthy millionaire, I have already achieved this, and just keep affirming things to yourself that you want to project. It doesn't have to always be about money. It can be about, I am in a healthy, stable, good relationship that supports me, that nurtures my growth on all levels. Whatever it is, you assume it, and that's your new chapter, is what I'm getting here. So let's go to the tarot too. So basically things are really, really shifting for you. The old perception, or the old way of seeing things, that is exactly what it is. So, and they're really saying that this is going from a 3D type perspective to a 5D, where all of a sudden you are in control of like everything that you are assuming to be true. It's like you get what you have been asking for. That's the shift here to 5D unity consciousness, where it's we are one, really. So you see what you want to see, as visit. You see what you want to see, and when you look for something, you find it. That's kind of what they're telling me here. So interesting. A little philosophical reading for Pisces here. Whoa, 3 of Swords. Well, that's good. That's because there's certain endings. I would think you have maybe something to do with Scorpio energy here. That is a sister sign, so there may be things in common, but they had that card in the exact same, like the same position. It was right over here to the right. So to the right, there's something physical that may be ending, or physically that might be going out of your life. And I think it's even marking like the end of some pain that you have experienced in life, heartache up to this point. This can be a relation, like I said, the relationship that ends, the job that ends, the whatever it is. It's not easy to get through, but it is something that has to end, because everything is shifting. And the old stories don't fit anymore. So you'll have strength. You'll have to pull on your strength. You have to pull on your courage to get you through this time, this period. Woo, perfect. Some of you all, it is an actual soul contract something that has been, that was feels like it was pre-written, something that was almost like a contract, but it was before a shift. So there's something that's changing up with a soul contract that was made before this. I think that's what's ending, or that's what's shifting. Of course, this can bring in better aligned people for you. You're writing the script, though. From this point on, it feels like you're the one writing the script. And that could be, so I mean, that can be signifying like the end of a commitment to you. You have the 7 of Wands coming out. Let me move these up. This is the Pulp Tarot. I think I'm going to do 1 row of the Pulp and then 1 row of his Todd Alcott Sci-Fi Tarot too. She has the Hermit. Let's do 1 more. Top row. So we're doing 5s. Okay, well, no, we're doing 6s. We're doing 6. To find harmony here. Trying to find harmony. Trying to find balance. Balance within yourself. During a time where you must be strong right now. And you must listen to what yourself is telling you with the Hermit about your own journey. This is a card that says, I know who I am. Like, I know myself. I know who I am. I know that the road that I've been on is mine and only mine. And so this is like, to me, it's like, this is something where you have probably thought long and hard on a decision about what next action to take. And it's not going to be small, though, because I have this star energy. This is something big, something that you want for yourself. You can look at the star as a card of hope that a destiny is going to be fulfilled for you. Something that you have wanted, like I say, for a long time, or the type of experience that you've wanted for a long time. Now, when we see temperance, of course, we have to have divine timing, and that's when I was saying earlier, sometimes time is catching up with your manifestation, right? And that's kind of what I'm feeling here. But definitely something good is coming from this. I really like this reading, actually. I mean, and there's a lot to say out of a deck of 78, and there's only 22 major arcana. 1, 2, 3, 4 here out of 6. So patience with yourself. Tell me more about the star, please. The 6 of Pentacles. Sometimes this can indicate a gift coming your way. It also can be the gift of working with another person, like in a relationship that is equal as far as a give and take, especially when it comes to the finances. So it can be somebody helping you, but you also helping them. It's success when working together with a team or as a unit. Usually indicates financial success. Tell me about the Hermit. Page of Swords, which says, venture forth. Dreams could not contain her ambition, her strength, or her curiosity. A lifetime of thrills awaits. The Page of Swords. And underneath the Hermit, though, I mean, so you get that feeling of this is you knowing yourself, listening to yourself. You can think about the mind-body connection with the Page of Swords, too. Listening to what your body is telling you about where you're, like, about the energy that you're around. Is there more to, I would say there's probably way more for you to discover about who you are with that Page of Swords being underneath the Hermit. Could also be somebody watching or viewing you or looking at you. Sometimes that is it can be also the energy of like you figuring something out for yourself, gaining news, information, but also somebody maybe watching you at the same time. And then I have the Moon here underneath this 7 of Wands. The 7 of Wands is kind of an action card, but we're really standing up for ourselves. And at times we could feel a little bit cornered. In the card, there is somebody else who's like on your team. There's somebody who's standing up with you or fighting for you. Can be a card of standing up for others, standing up for other people's rights. But what is hidden, or is it a fear of some sort of action that really requires you to be very assertive here? There's also, with the Moon, you're also having to kind of trust in your intuition. You're going down a path that is into the unknown when it's the Moon. Really with just your intuition and you relying on the fact that, or knowing the fact that, well, something's going to change. Every 7 days it changes in the moon cycle. So interesting. 7 Wands, and there's every 7 days it changes. They're saying something here has to do with the moon cycle, also regarding timing for you. Could possibly be that in the next 7 days also something interesting is going to have it like a turn of events. You may find yourself in this position where you're going to have to assert yourself. What about the Hierophant? Seven of Cups. Another 7. See this? 7 of Cups. 7 of Cups can be about many choices, many options. Some of them are dazzling, but they are not what they seem, or not how they seem. I'm kind of picking up that this has been either this is the current relationship that's going out, or a current commitment that is probably going out for in exchange for a new one, because there being some sort of illusion or something not being what it seemed. It's not actually what it looks like, is what they're telling me. But you would sense this, and there's a little bit of, there could be emotional confusion here around this. Tell me about the 3 of Swords, Temperance, 2 Temperance, and another 7 of Pentacles. So you have, wow, finding life's balance, chemistry coming together for you, allowing time to catch up with your manifestation, right? This is what you do in the meantime. So in the meantime, you're in this 7 of Pentacles energy where you're making careful decisions for yourself, because they all have some sort of long-term effect right now. So the choosing carefully is what they're saying, especially if it is a choice regarding this Hierophant energy, whether or not something continues or whether or not you're going to end something. Patience is needed. Patience, patience, patience. But all these 7s, you know, 7s are, they can be spiritual challenges, but they're also very lucky, especially when it's like 777, you know. So I would say that you're entangled with something here that your angels are working on for you. With something's going to be seen differently. The perception's going to be different. The reflection's going to be different. Let me see if I can't get any more clarification on some of these more ambiguous energies, such as the 7 of Cups and the Moon. To give me more information on the changes and these options available to Pisces. Well, it is your energy. Person of water. The emotional idealist. Your energy. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Emotionally connected. Psychic. Empathetic. Intuitive. Sensitive. Heart-centered. Feels deeply. Takes things personally. Talking to a healer, a counselor, advisor, or author. Or maybe this is you in one of those positions. So you're really going to have to, I feel like you're going to have to feel out your choices here, or your options. Oh, especially when it comes to love. How you see love, or how it's all connected. It is all connected by love. This is 5D energy here with the Namkara. Is unconditional love. Everything here for your benefit. Even those things projected to us that we feel like are just constantly teaching us lessons sometimes, or we're having to go through some sort of suffering. There's still the love that connects. So maybe this is what also your angels are trying to bring together for you, is this type of love and appreciation. Soulmates, best friends, unchanging, infinite love. Tell me more about timing, Spirit. Tell me more about timing. Oh, it's going to be explosive. Okay, so something might happen all of a sudden with a big bang here. So you have the bonfire. So when I see the bonfire, I'm like, oh, once it gets sparked up, it really goes. So once it comes, it's really going to it's going to be, I feel like it's going to be like explosive type energy, enthusiasm, energy, heated, intense joy, ignite. That's the word, ignite. So the timing is, it will ignite when it's ready. Only starts with a spark. Exhilaration, ecstasy, community, sharing ideas, getting things going. Orgasm, it says, fanaticism, fever, and fierce. Anything else you can give us about what they're... So you're quantumly entangled with this energy. It is meant for you. No more ostrich trap. The ostrich trap is if we were... I'm thinking that this is probably applying to before the Thanatos comes in. The ending, this is when we were possibly refusing to face what was a reality, or refusing to accept that something was as it was. So we steer clear from doing things out of fear, or letting fear hold us back. And this would be no more of that. No more letting fear hold you back from something new. No more being a victim to the predictive programming, the optical illusion. See, predictive programming, both of these go into that time period that I believe this reading is all about, you shifting through. So optical illusion is not all is what it seems. A trap, unclear, confusion, sleight of hand, projection, and predictive programming. And now you see what you can create. Now you're conscious of what you're creating through unconditional love. So you are like this diamond, right? Made precious under pressure, multidimensional, multifaceted. You have invincible spiritual power. And the fairy tale is real. Believe the impossible, daydreams, romantic ending, universal archetypes, hopeful, magic, unicorns and rainbow, and happily ever after. And then another card that I think has to do with timing. It's the slingshot energy of being like pulled back and feeling maybe even anxiety or tension of being pulled back or having to be set back a little bit. And then once it's ready, it's a ready, aim, fire. It shoots you forward, right? So something feels like, and especially if this has to do with business, career, even a relationship, it looks like once it gets going, like it's going, traveling at a very fast speed here. So let's get an angel number message to close out this reading for you, Pisces. If you need a private reading, I do offer those. They are pre-recorded videos for you, and you get a private link. If you get one, make sure you put in the checkout, like in checkout at the notes section, what you would like to know from the reading, or you can send me an email. And that information is in the description box below. So Pisces, angel number to close out the reading. I have number 30. Ooh, and 333. So very divine number, right? Divine creation. Oh, and I had a comment that said 4 3s in Hermetic tradition was what they said, equal determination and resolution. I believe that is what the comment said. So that was interesting anyway, that's coming up now, because you clearly have 4 3s here and a 0. So 30, you're an original, innovative thinker and an excellent communicator. You have a great talent for using creativity to convey your ideas. Your optimistic attitude has an uplifting effect on others. I'm imaginative. And 333, you're being called upon to use your spiritual gifts as a light worker, assisting all of humanity. Live your truth and be a positive light to others. I am powerful. That's what I have for you, Pisces. Sending you love and light. Bye.